Hello everyone and welcome to the second day of the Memorial Josip Gašparac meet. This is the first time this competition has ever hosted hurdles, and what a fabulous opportunity for these women to get 2 races under their belt this evening. We had some amazing pole vault competitions yesterday, seeing Peter Lisak take the win in the men's pole vault competition and Hanga Kleckner take the women's title. But today is all about these women and this hurdles. We are going to see 3 heats today, 5 athletes in each heat. Top 2 will go into the finals and they will all be seeded with a final A, B and C. This is the first of the 3 heats, and we have some incredible athletes to see here today.
Dobrodošli na još jedan memorijal Josip Gašparac u našem gradu, u ovom prekrasnom prostoru tunela dvorane Gradski vrh.
These women will be all looking towards that European Indoor Championships in Apeldoorn in less than a month's time.
Natjecanja u skoku s motkom imat ćemo prigodu vidjeti još jedan spektakl.
The qualifying time for that will be 12.
Jedan govornik samo uvodno, predsjednik zajednice osječkog sporta, gospodin Alen Načsombat.
Sorry, the qualifying for that is the top 32 athletes. Quite a few athletes in this competition don't have that standard, however, are high enough ranked to be taken.
Domaćin Slavonija klub Žito Osijek je iz godine u godinu pokazuje kako je jedan od naših top klubova u gradu i njima također zahvaljujem. Imati našu Miju na startu ovdje, jučer Horvata, je blago koje svi volimo i jako smo sretni što ih imamo u našem gradu. Hvala vam svima što ste došli i neka drugi dan protekne vrhunski kao jučer.
Hvala gospodinu Alenu, hvala dakako i zajednici osječkog sporta.
Such a special venue to host an athletics competition. You can see how close the crowd are to those hurdles. So unusual for a track event like the hurdles to be so close to the crowd. Usually only see that in field events like pole vault only and high jump only competitions. However, here these athletes have the opportunity to compete so close to the crowd. It really does make a big difference.
Tko sve sudjeluje i to u 3 kvalifikacijske grupe na početku.
Tako je, a nakon 3 kvalifikacijske grupe očekuje nas još i C, B i A finale. Stoga definitivno morate ostati s nama do samoga kraja. Evo, hoćemo još malo pustiti naše djevojke da se koncentriraju, pa ćemo kada dođe vrijeme krenuti s utrkom. Evo, naše djevojke su spremne. Sigurno ste spremni i vi, spremni smo i mi.
Here we go with the athlete lineup for this first heat. In lane 1 from Slovenia we have Katyusa Jordan Nadiza. She has a season's best and PB of 8:38, so clearly in PB form.
Iz redova atletskog kluba Slavonija Žito, Lorena Faktor.
In lane 3 from Croatia is Lorena Faktor. Season's best of
Prelazimo lagano na
8:59.
stazu 4.
Very close to her BB of
Još jedna predstavnica
8:56.
domaćeg atletskog kluba Slavonije Žito Osijek. I to kakva.
In lane
Svjetska
4 we have
juniorska
Mia Wild.
viceprvakinja Mia Wild.
She is the fastest in this heat with a PB and season's best of
U
8
ovom
seconds
izabranom
and 10.
društvu večeras je i Milica
She will
Emini
be the one to be
iz
in
Republike
this field,
Srbije.
but in lane 5, a close rival from Serbia is Melissa Emni. She has a PB of 8:13, very, very close to Mia
Na kraju
Wild.
idemo u stazu 6. A u njoj se nalazi slovenska
And last but not
državna
least, in lane
rekorderka
6, we have Lana
Andršek.
Adlusek from Slovenia with a season's best of 8:29. So quite a few athletes in this field, very closely matched, but we're going to be looking at lane 4 for Mia Wild. She is ranked 35th in the rankings for that European Championships in less than a month's time. She needs to get herself up into 30 seconds to qualify. The automatic standard for these girls is 8 seconds dead. So I'm sure a lot of them in this competition today will be having their eyes on that 8-second barrier. If they can dip under that, then they will secure selection for that Europeans. So just running through that lineup again. In lane 2 we have Jordan Nadizar. In lane 3 Factor. Lane 4 Wild. Lane 5 Emini. And lane 6 Adalesk. The athletes seem to get away clearly. Wild's got a flyer over start. She seems to be pulling away. But out in lane 6 is Angeles. Can she? No, and Mia Wild takes the win. Where will that clock stop? Will it be around that 8-second mark that she needs for the Europeans? But she is ranked 35th. And she needs to get herself up into 32nd. This is a bronze meeting. So the points will be valuable. And that is what she needs. She needs the points to bump herself up into that 32nd position. She does take the win, but what is the time for her?
8:10 je njezin osobni rekord, najbolji rezultat kojega je ostvarila ove sezone,
So
naravno,
important at this
u
time of the
dvorani.
season with that European champs just around the corner, that these athletes are choosing points, and it is a winning time of 8:08, which is a personal best. A personal best for her. She jumps up, enjoying the background. We can just see that's a brilliant PB from her. So close to that time of 8 seconds dead, the automatic standard for the Europeans, but she's clearly in good form and she will get another run this evening. She will go through to that final and hopefully get closer to that 8-second mark.
I kada već u prvoj skupini imamo novi rekord.
You could just see from the start she got away so well, so clean. She's first to rise over that first hurdle, doesn't clip a single one. Trail leg coming round nice and fast. She does clip that one. So there is time that can be spared, but what a brilliant run from her, what a brilliant run from the other girls.
A naravno i draga publiko, evo divno vas je vidjeti kako ovako glasno i strastveno navijate. Jedva čekamo saznati tko će
Like I say, the good thing about this competition today is all of these girls will get a second run out.
Samo ćemo još jednom
It is a long way for these
konstatirati
athletes, some of these
pobjednice po
athletes to travel to
skupinama.
only race one race, so it's great that the competition has put on 2 rounds for every single athlete, giving them a second chance. So they will have an hour or so to compose themselves, cool down, before they come back again for those finals, where they try and shave off more and more time.
Mia Wild, pobjednica prve skupine.
But what a run from Mia Wild.
8:08.
Can't ask for much more than breaking your personal best. That'll do great things for her points. As we see the girls in Heat 2 warming up. In this next heat is a young superstar who is Croatian, a Croatian superstar, Jana Kosak. She is
druga
the
skupina.
world
Kako vidite,
under
one su
18 and
raspoređene
world
u
under 20
5 staza
champion
od druge do šeste.
in the heptathlon.
Pa ćemo
Such a
tako
talent,
uskoro
only 18 years
upoznati
old,
našu Laru Čadonić
and she's
iz
already
mladosti.
broken the under
Djevojka
20
je
world
2008.
record for
godište,
the
ima
heptathlon.
treće mjesto na juniorskom
She's here
i
today,
mlađem
obviously
juniorskom
doing the
prvenstvu,
hurdles.
a druga nam je bila na mlađe juniorskom
Had an
prvenstvu
amazing high jump
Hrvatske.
competition a couple of weeks ago
Vjerujem
at
da
a
bi
combined
ona
events
mogla,
competition in
iznenaditi.
France.
Halit koji je s nama u stazi 3. Ispred Slobode Varaždin dolazi nam svjetska rekorderka u petoboju i sedmoboju. Naša Jana Koščak, evo za koju ćemo sigurno glasno navijati. Inače, ona je svjetska rekorderka, ima u svom vlasništvu jako puno medalja, što svjetskih, što europskih. Tako da, evo, ona sigurno obećaje.
Interestingly, her sister will also participate in that
Rekli smo
second
da
heat.
je konkurencija
Clara
ne samo
Cossack,
jaka
she is
na
2 years
to
older than
i
her sister,
internacionalna.
but also an amazing
Pa nam
heptathlete, an amazing athlete in her own
stiže
right.
Helena Iranova, bit će u stazi broj 4. Sasvim sigurno, s obzirom na njezinih 8.03, što je njezin najbolji rezultat u karijeri, da je i ovdje u ulozi jedne od favoritkinja.
Tako je, vidjet ćemo što nas čeka. Inače, u stazi 5 se nalazi ukrajinska predstavnica Irina Budzinska, za koju ćemo vidjeti kakve će nam rezultate poručiti, a rezultati u njenoj karijeri su također impozantni. Ona je naravno prvakinja Ukrajine, ima 9. mjesto sa Europskog prvenstva za mlađe seniore u Estoniji, ima 1 titulu državne prvakinje Ukrajine i falila joj je 1/100 do državnog rekorda 2023.
As we see the start list here for this
Sada
second
ćemo što
heat
nas
of
od nje
this women's
očekuje.
hurdle competition, you can see Jana Cossack
I
there.
još jedna djevojka iz Hrvatske,
And
još
Clara
jedna
Cossack's
sjajna
lining up against each other in this same heat.
hrvatska atletičarka, svestrana također, sestra, malo prije spomenute Jane. Klara Koščak. Pa
Two
ćemo
athletes
pozdraviti nju, 8.25,
in
najbolji
this
rezultat
field
na
have
60
gone
prepone.
8:03 and
Da, ovako
8:04,
malo
very
pratimo
close to
njenom
each other.
karijerom na brzaka. 2021. je bila peta
Lane
na
4,
svjetskom
Helena
prvenstvu.
Giranova,
2022.
and Irina Budzinska,
bila je
both
također na svjetskom prvenstvu za
almost
i
identical
juniore u
PBs.
polufinalu na 400 metara prepone. Inače, ona ima raspon od ovih nekih bržih do 400 metara prepone. Doista je raznolika i doista je evo sposobna za sve. Kako vidite, Seke Koščak pod palicom oca i trenera Patrika Koščaka.
As I've already talked about the European Indoor Championships, Helena Giranova is 33rd on the rankings, with 32 athletes being selected for that. So she will be needing to pop up a few places to make sure she gets herself in that top 32. So this race could be crucial for her for points. Just for those who don't quite know how you get selected for championships, half of the field want to be selected on a selection standard. So in this particular event, 8 seconds flat is the automatic qualification standard to attend those European indoor champs. However, for those people that don't have the qualification standard, you can still get selected by rankings. And the way in which you collect ranking points is attending competitions like this, like the bronze meet, getting some points for winning, getting some points for how fast you run, and this is crucial for athletes trying to get themselves ranked. We have 5 girls again going in this heat. There we see a little bit of a shift in the original lineup. We've lost Victoria Forster from this heat, who was joint fastest. She has been replaced by Lara Kodonic.
18 sati i 10 minuta, evo i sami smo nestrpljivi da sve ovo počne. Po rasporedu 18 sati i 15 minuta, dakle nekih malo manje, sad već od 5 minuta, čekamo znak da nam se djevojke slože da se spreme, pa da lagano krenemo. Ono što ću vas još jednom zamoliti je da prilikom starta budete izrazito tihi, a onda nakon što krenu izrazito glasni.
Znate i sami kako je sportašima kada osjete pravu navijačku potporu. Evo
Athletes are
konkretno
patiently
našim
waiting. They
djevojkama,
have done all
dakle
their
osim
final warm-ups.
te tišine na
Just waiting
startu
behind their blocks
njihove
for the
utrke,
starters'
nakon
instructions
toga
and the lineup.
bučno ih podržimo da bi ostvarile što bolje rezultate, evo poput Mije Wild koja je sjajno krenula u ovaj večerašnji program.
The officials just making sure all the hurdles are back in place, back where they should be. No one wants to be mid-race and the hurdle's been placed back in the wrong position. Great to see so many people turning out to watch this competition. So exciting for the fans to be sat so close to the action.
Za koju li će navijati, vidjet ćemo. Osamnaest sati 12 minuta. Napeto.
Just to recap, this is the second heat of this women's hurdles. We will have 3 heats and then there'll be 3 finals later on this evening. Watch out for Jana Kosak in that orange strip. She is the world record holder for the heptathlon for the age group world under 20s. She's only 18 years old, but she is an incredible athlete. Definitely a star of the future, and she is from Croatia, so the home crowd will be so excited to see her so up and close. Her equally talented older sister will go in lane 6. The athletes just patiently waiting there for their introduction, trying to keep those legs warm. They have left 15 minutes in between each of these hurdle races, which is a long time, so these athletes clearly ready sooner, ready to get going, raring to go. We'll be watching out for the 2 athletes in lane 4 and 5. We can see there Helena Uranova and Irina Budzinska. They both have
Samo nas
really good
par
personal
sekundi
bests,
cijeli od najave.
8:03 and
Evo lagano
8:04,
se
and
cure slažu
with that barrier
i
of
čekaju
8
svoj start.
flat being the European qualifying time, both of these girls I'm sure will have their eyes set on shaving off a couple of hundredths of their PB, because that's all we're talking is 3 and 4 hundredths needed to shave off in order to get that automatic qualification mark. And here we go with this second heat
Evo djevojke
in
su
this
nam
women's hurdles.
prikazane na ekranu. A u krupnom planu državni reprezentativac. Ukoliko niste jučer bili s nama, svašta ste propustili. Elitna A skupina skoka s motkom za žene i muškarce. Od muškaraca naravno pobjeđuje naš Mr. Six, Piotr Lisek iz Poljske, koji skače inače preko 6 metara, a ovdje nije skočio tih 6, ali itekako odnosi pobjedu. Kod naših djevojaka Hanka Klekner. A mi idemo lagano upoznati. Miha, najavi nam. Nećemo još. Evo, pričekat ćemo još malo da nam daju znak. Dakle, kod djevojaka, kako sam već rekla, elitna A skupina Hanga Klekner iz Mađarske. Već se dugo družimo na ovome mitingu. Stalna je naša, i mogu reći slobodno, i prijateljica, a ujedno i rekorderka mitinga.
Just recapping the results of that fantastic pole vault yesterday.
Sve mora biti
Both the
usklađeno,
women's
sve mora
and
biti precizno
men's
prije
pole
samoga
vault.
starta.
Brilliant to watch.
Toga ćemo se još samo malo
Some
strpiti.
really great results. Still just waiting for the introductions of these women for this
Znamo,
second
dakle,
heat.
da je u onoj
They
prvoj
have been waiting
skupini
for quite a while now.
najbolja s vremenom
That is one of the
8:08
fastest women in this
bila
field.
naša Mia Wild iz atletskog kluba Slavonija Žito. Sada ćemo imati 3 predstavnice što se tiče Republike Hrvatske u ovoj
There is
drugoj
Jana Kosak
kvalifikacijskoj
in the
skupini.
orange strip, the Croatian favourite. World junior record holder for the heptathlon, and I think we are ready now to introduce these athletes who have been waiting very patiently. This is the first time hurdles has been held at this competition.
Idemo ih
It's the 8th
predstaviti,
edition, but
došlo
the
je vrijeme.
first time hurdles
Staza
has
broj
been
2.
held here. And in lane 2,
Kadonić.
we have Lara
Hrvatska.
Kadonić with a season's best of 8 seconds 93 from Croatia. Lining up next to her, the world junior record holder for the heptathlon, a Croatian superstar, is Jana Kosak. Her season's best is 8:36.
Sa svojim osobnim rekordom 8:03 ovdje itekako važnu
One of the favourites
ulogu
for this
ima
heat is Helena Juranova
Juranova iz Češke.
from the Czech Republic. She has that PB of 8:03, the fastest in the field.
Idemo na stazu broj 5 gdje se nalazi
But really
sudjenica
closely
Europskog
slapping at her
prvenstva za
fields
mlađe
will be
seniore.
Jerona
Ukrajinka
Budzinska,
Irina
who has a
Budzinska.
season's best and PB of 8:04, so she is in lightning fast form,
I u stazi
having that
broj
PB and
6,
season's best at
naša
8:04.
svestrana, mlada
And last, in lane 6 is Clara
koja
Kosak
pokazuje svoj potencijal gotovo
with
na
a
svakom
season's best
natjecanju
of
na kojem
8:64.
nastupa.
Another
Klara
very
Kosak.
talented heptathlete. The heptathlon sisters from Croatia, both incredibly talented.
Evo, nakon što smo upoznali
Superstars
sve
of the
naše
future.
djevojke, sada idemo s onim pravilima. Evo, samo da nam utrče naši snimatelji. Idemo s onim
Keep an
pravilima
eye
koje
out
vam
for
obično
lane 4 and
izrazito
5. I think
utjecaju.
they're going to be incredibly
Kreće
close to each other. It's going to be an incredibly close race. Both of them battling for points to get them up into that 32 for the Europeans, but also, more importantly, if they can dip under that 8-second barrier, which they're both so close to, they would secure automatic standard for those European champs. The athletes seem to get away clearly. Let's keep an eye on that lane 4 and 5. Both of them very, very close. They're neck and neck coming into that last hurdle. But who just dips it on the line? I think that is lane 5. Budzinska takes the lead, takes the win just ahead of Elena Juranova. Let's see what times they've been given and what positions. Very, very close race. They were literally hurdle for hurdle pushing each other on, which is what you like to see.
Tako je, sačekat ćemo službene rezultate da nam se prikažu na ekranu.
Athletes looking back at the scoreboard to see what their times are. All of these athletes will race again later. They will just be seeded into an A, B and C final, and there we have it there. Taking the win was Irina Budzinska with a time of 8:07. Closely followed by Helena Juranova with 8:13.
8:63, Jana Koščak 8:64, Lara Čadonić 9:04.
All of these athletes will run again, and I'm sure Irina Budzinska and Helena Juranova will be in that A final with other athletes around that time. We saw that brilliant run from Mia Wield in that first heat with that PB of 8:08. So that's going to be a very close final. They're all going to be vying for the win, vying for that time, pushing each other on, and that's really what athletes want.
Djevojke iz treće skupine pripremaju. Mnoge od njih inače trče ne samo 60 metara prepone, nego kombiniraju evo i 60 metara 100 prepone i tako dalje, neke, evo kako smo čuli kao sestra Koščak i 400 prepone. Šta kome leži, što kome odgovara, a mi ćemo ih naravno uskoro predstaviti.
These athletes now who have just run will take some time, take the spikes off, have a rest, have a stretch, ready to get re-warmed back up for those final runs. Time to maybe speak to their coaches, get some technical tips, get some feedback as to how they ran, think about and work on some improvements, ready to come back for that final later on, try and run as fast as possible.
A molila bih da mi se ovdje pridruže predsjednik Hrvatskog atletskog saveza, gospodin Ivan Veštić, kao i naša dugogodišnja predsjednica Zvijezdana Tuma Pavlov. Evo, samo malo nam priđite.
Here we have a replay of that fantastic race, clean away. You can see straight from the off, Irina Budzinska is away. She's fastest to rise, fastest first to that first hurdle.
A Hrvatski atletski savez na čelu s gospodinom Ivanom Veštićem dodijelio je posebnu nagradu za životno djelo našoj dugogodišnjoj predsjednici Zvijezdani Tumi Pavlov, koja je evo 25 godina bila naša predsjednica i koja nas je doista zadužila i slobodno možemo reći dio je svega ovoga itekako. Evo pa ćemo nagradu uputiti gospodinu Veštiću da ju doista i preda, a tada zamoliti da se prigodno obrati. Molim pljesak.
Gospođa Zvijezdana Tuma Pavlov apsolutno je ovo zaslužila svojim dugogodišnjim angažmanom u atletskom klubu Slavonija Žito, a naravno dala je ogroman doprinos samim time i u hrvatskoj atletici općenito. Hvala vam, Zvijezdana.
U to ime ću samo... U to ću ime samo zamoliti gospodina Veštića da se s par prigodnih riječi obrati i vama i našoj dugogodišnjoj predsjednici.
Pa evo da pozdravim sve nazočne ovdje i drago mi je da smo se opet okupili u ovakvom broju sa razlogom ili s razlogom, kako se bolje kaže književno, za naše atletičare, za naše prijatelje atletike. Jedan poseban trenutak i za mene i za sve nas, ova je mala simbolika, a zapravo jedna velika zahvalnost našoj Zvijezdani Tumi Palov za sve ono što je napravila, ne samo za osječku atletiku, nego uopće za hrvatsku atletiku. Zvijezdana, od srca ti hvala, hvala na svemu što si dala i hvala što si iza sebe ostavila jednu krasnu generaciju novog rukovodstva Atletskog kluba Slavonija Žito, koja će sigurno nastaviti i nadograđivati sve ono što si ti i tvoji suradnici do sad radili. Hvala ti još jednom.
Nakon ovakvog emotivnog govora ja bih samo prepustila našoj predsjednici mikrofon. Izvolite.
Ja se zahvaljujem svima. Želim da ova djeca, ima puno djece tu, da odu u atletiku, možda i u neki drugi sport, a mi smo više za atletiku. Zahvaljujem se na ovome što je Hrvatski atletski savez napravio i doneo za životno djelo. Činjenica je da sam bila 25 godina u Atletskom klubu Slavonija Žito, isto toliko u Olimpijskom odboru, u Atletskom saveza. Znači, radila sam na svim frontama, zato možda i atletika ima svoj trag i najbolje po meni u Hrvatskoj sada. Ja vam svima želim da se i dalje bavite sportom, da budete mali sportaši pa veliki sportaši, jer sport je nešto što je korisno za sve. I ja se još jedanput zahvaljujem Hrvatskom atletskom savezu na doživotnoj nagradi koju su mi donijeli. Hvala lijepo.
Bravo, bravo, još jednom, evo i pljesak sve govori za našu Zvijezdanu Tuma Pavlov.
Tako je, evo, mi isto u to ime zahvaljujemo Hrvatskom atletskom savezu, a našoj predsjednici dosadašnje ne možemo dovoljno zahvaliti za sve što je učinila za naš klub i za osječku i hrvatsku atletiku. A lagano se, evo kako vidite, dižu prepone, što znači da su se naše djevojke zagrijale. Idemo na treću, posljednju skupinu ovoga dijela natjecanja, nakon čega ćemo pristupiti dvije muške utrke na 60 metara.
Here we can see the lineup for this third and final heat.
A finale.
And we see Victoria Forster been shifted from heat 2 into this heat. This last heat has some incredibly fast PBs in it. Lots of the women have PBs around that same mark. We have Ivana Lonkara with an 8:06 PB, Nicola Mossetti with a PB of 8:04, Anja Lukic with a PB of 8:06,
A vrijeme je da otvorimo treću
and Victoria Forster with that PB of 8:03. So this is going to be a competitive race. And this is what the athletes want. They want athletes around their same ability to help you, push you on. All these athletes are so incredibly close to that automatic qualification mark of 8 flat. Victoria Forster in lane 5 is ranked 18th in the rankings, so you'd like to think that she is safe and going to those European indoor champs. Anja Lukic in lane 4 is also ranked 30th, so within, she is within that 32. It's always best not to rest on your laurels. These athletes will be wanting to get that 8 flat time. That way they've automatically got that selection, automatically got that standard and are eligible for selection. They don't have to rely on those ranking points, which for every athlete is a dream.
napeti smo i nestrpljivi.
So the fastest in the field is lane 5, Victoria Forster of Slovakia. Closely followed by lane 3, Nicola Mossetti with that PB of 8.04.
Pa krenimo. U stazi 2 nalazi se članica Agrama, sudionica je Balkanijade i Europskog prvenstva. Molim, veliki pljesak za
Here we go with the lineup for this third and final heat. In lane 2 from Croatia is Ivana Lonkaret with that PB of 8.06. In lane 3, the Italian athlete Nicola Mossetti. Season's best of 8.27 but a PB of 8.04, so she is capable of going faster.
Idemo lagano na stazu 4, ona nam dolazi iz Srbije.
In lane 4 we have Anja Lukic of Serbia.
Molim, veliki pljesak za Anju Lukic.
And she has a season's best and personal best of 8.06, so an athlete in incredible form. But here we have the fastest in the field, the favourite.
Vrlo je brza Victoria Forster iz Slovačke 8.03.
From Slovakia, Victoria Forster. Definitely one to watch in this race. It will be a very, very close race, but she is the fastest. Last but not least, from Croatia in lane 6 is Eva Barbaric.
Članica mladosti, Eva Barbaric.
She has run 8.67 this season, which is also her personal best, so she is in PB form. But what can we see from these 4 girls in lane 2, 3 and 4 and 5? Will they be pushing themselves? All have PBs of within hundreds of each other. Keep an eye on lane 5, Victoria Forster. She is the fastest and highest ranked in this whole women's hurdles competition. She will be the one people are vying to beat. And they seem to get away cleanly. All athletes very, very close to each other. Who's pulling away? So hard to call. It's like a blanket finish. All of those athletes, just as we expected, very, very competitive, very close to each other, almost neck and neck over all of those hurdles. We'll wait to see the times and the positions, but so hard to call when that race is so close. As we see there, lane 4, Anja Lukic takes the win with 8.11, which is a big season's best for her. Second line, Victoria Forster, the fastest woman in the field with 8.15.
Victoria Forster, Slovačka 8.15. Zatim Nicola Mossetti,
Equaling her season's best in third is Nicola Mossetti. Not as fast as the other 2 heats we have seen, but Anja Lukic is definitely a woman in form with that personal best and season's best of 8.06. She will be running in that A final alongside Mia Veal, who ran that fantastic PB of 8.08 in that first heat. While these women take a breath before their finals, we are going to see 2 60-metre flat races from the men. We're going to have 2 heats. All of the men in that 60 metres are from Croatia. A national field will have 4 going in that first heat of 60 metres flat. then 5, so 9 athletes altogether split over 2 heats. There won't be any finals for them, it just gives them an opportunity to have a race out over that 60 meter.
Sigurno najavljuje izvrsnu karijeru, sigurno najavljuje puno toga. A što će nam Miha naš sada najaviti?
Sada ćemo se prebaciti na jednu vrlo blisku i sličnu disciplinu. Ista dionica, 60
As we see a replay here, we'll be able to get an idea for how tight that was. Look at them, all 4 of those athletes rise into those hurdles together. You literally can't separate them. Still over that last barrier, they're all rising together. It's so competitive.
I evo, oni su tu s nama da pokažu što mogu i što znaju.
And there is the full results for that third and final heat. So all those athletes who have just raced across those 3 heats will get seeded into an A, B and C final. They will have the opportunity to run again later this evening. We'll see the likes of Mijaville, who actually broke the Croatian under-20 indoor record with that time of 8:08, which is why we saw her jumping up and down so incredibly happy. An amazing run for her. She is clearly an athlete in form. What else can we see her do tonight? If we get her amongst a field of other like-minded athletes with similar personal bests and season's best, possibly push her on to even faster. But what a run from Mijaville, who is a local athlete to this crowd. Brilliant running.
Poglavito kada je riječ o kraljici sportova atletici. Nagradu će mu uručiti novi predsjednik atletskog kluba Slavonija Žito, Marko Grgurić.
Molim jedan veliki gromoglasni pljesak. Zahvala direktoru mitinga na svemu što je učinio.
Here we can see the first heat of the men's 60 meter warming up. There will not be a final for these 2 60 meter races. We're just going to see the men have a run once over the 60 meter. It's great to see a competition giving athletes opportunities to race. So important for developmental, for these athletes to be able to compete in an environment like this, have more chances to run, improve their personal best, improve their season's best, learn some things. It's so hard for athletes to try and replicate a competition environment in training. So any kind of opportunity they get on home soil to race gives them so much experience.
Voljeli bismo naravno da svakoga od ovih atletičara koji će uskoro biti na startu pozdravimo jednim pravim žestokim pljeskom, da im to bude dodatna motivacija na ovom velikom natjecanju u dvorani Gradski vrt.
Ali moramo pozdraviti još jednu veliku i vjerujte mi gromoglasnu ekipu. Ovdje među vama, ovdje među nama nalaze se učenice i učenici jedne škole. To je škola koja, evo, moram priznati, nisam nikad u životu doživjela da daje toliku podršku svojoj sportašici. To je, naime, škola naše Mijaville. Stoga molim, evo, da ovdje čujemo sve predstavnike tehničke škole i prirodoslovne gimnazije. Ruđera Boškovića, gdje ste nam? Još jednom hvala svima vama i naravno velika zahvala od ravnatelja, od svih profesora i profesorica koji toliko podupiru Mijaville i koji, evo, mogu reći slobodno, i to znam da je i mišljenje i nje i njene obitelji, da su i oni dio upravo ovih rezultata.
Svaka čast. Divno je pružiti takvu potporu našoj sjajnoj Mi Wild, juniorskoj viceprvakinji svijeta.
A postaje sve napetije, sve uzbudljivije, a to je prvenstveno zato što nam se, evo, kroz manje od 5 minuta po satnici bliži sljedeća utrka. Kako smo rekli, to je onako više revijalnog karaktera, ali i kako ćemo
Here we see the start list for this first of two races for the 60 meter men's. All from Croatia, all local athletes. We have 4 athletes lining up in this first heat. Just a reminder, there will not be a final for this men's 60 meters. It's just an opportunity for these 9 athletes to have a run out over the 60 meters.
Sprinter i Gabriel Bolarić koji je itekako svestran dalje do štafeta. Tako da evo, uskoro ćemo i njih prikazati. Molim da za njih navijate jednakom jakošću i jednakim intenzitetom.
So here we go with the lineup for this men's 60 meter. You can see them all wearing the local club vest. Such a great athletics club here. Great that they can put on such an international competition like this. This is a World Indoor Tour bronze event. So great to see an event like this having that kind of status. Such a well-run competition. Lots of international pole vaulters descending on this venue yesterday for what was a brilliant night of pole vaulting.
Poznavać ima pravila. Najveća moguća tišina, a onda kad krenu, idemo im pokazati kako se navija za njih. Oni su doista poprilično
Idemo ih najaviti redom kako trče.
The men for this 60 meters are waiting very patiently, but here we have the lineup for this men's 60 meter race 1.
Staza broj 2.
We can see here in lane 2 is Fran Jabovic.
Fran Jakobović, 2005. godište.
Next to him in lane 3.
nakon Frana u stazi 3, 2009. godište je sljedeći trkač. Karlo Ledić, Krznarić!
Pa u stazi broj 4.
I staza 5, evo ga, kako će, on nam je spreman. 2008. godište, Gabriel Bolarić!
That is the lineup for this men's 60 meters. We have Fran Jobovic in lane 2, followed by Karlo Ledić. Can we keep a clean sheet of non-faulty starts. Oof, and that is a blatant false start there from lane 2, Fran Jabovic. You see him just set off way before the gun. I imagine that will be a false start unless he heard something in the crowd that forced him to go, but if we see this replay here, yeah, he just goes way too early. What will the starter decide to do? Will it be a green flag or will it be a red card? Hard to know how much noise is going on in the arena to whether that set him off. Just a reminder, yes, that is Fran Jakovic getting the red card there for that false start. That is so unlucky, something no athlete ever wants to see. But we are down to 3 athletes in this. In lane 4 we have Kruznerich, then in lane, looks like he is able to run under protest, so okay, all 4 athletes are being allowed to run. So all 4 men will start that race again. We have Jabovic, next to him is Kruznerich, then Ramaj, followed by Balanic. The start asking for quiet in the stadium, not to put any of these athletes off. Let's hope for a clean start from these athletes. They are only getting 1 opportunity to run over the 60 metres, so we don't want to see anybody DQ'd. Great opportunity for these young local athletes to run in a World Indoor Bronze meeting. They seem to get away clearly on this second time of asking. All athletes seem very, very close together. But coming through maybe lane 6, Balaric for the win. Very, very close 60-metre race there. See one of the athletes punching the ground. He may be not happy with his performance. As the results come up there, and it is the win for lane 6, Gabriel Balaric, with a time of 7:61. Great run from him to take the win, closely followed by Fran Jabovic in 7:71.
7:73 Karlo Ledić-Krznarić, 7:82 Gabriel Remaj.
Very closely matched race there, very competitive. Only a couple of tenths split the field. Great to see such a competitive run, and great to see all 4 athletes given the opportunity to race in this competition. All local athletes coming from this club here, all wearing that club vest. We will be seeing shortly the men for that will just be out warming up and setting their blocks, and we will have 5 athletes in this next race. Just a reminder that we are going to do 3 more women's hurdles races after this next 60 metres, and they will be seeded into final A, B and C. that A final is going to be something you want to tune in for. So many athletes so close to that European athletic standard of 8 seconds flat, and some of those girls will be wanting to dip under that to secure automatic qualification mark for that European Indoor Championships in less than a month's time in Apeldoorn.
A vrijeme je da evo, dodijelimo još jednu nagradu. Doista je puno onih koji su zaslužni za sve ono. Oni koji su nam evo i danas tu, koji su nas došli podržati.
Here we see a replay of that competitive 60 meter race. You can see the athletes driving out, driving through that start phase up into upright running. Very, very close race as we see them come through the line. Lane 5 just taking the win.
Dugogodišnji aktivni sportaš u našem gradu.
Atletički klub Slavonija Žito Osijek dodijelit će posebnu nagradu osnovnoj školi Ivan Filipović za suradnju, doprinos i podršku u realizaciji ovog velikog mitinga Josip Gašparac. Molim veliki pljesak za našeg predsjednika Marka Grgurića, koji će upravo ovu nagradu dodijeliti gospodinu Zlatku Kraljeviću, inače ravnatelju ove osnovne škole. A ja se ovim putem još jednom zahvaljujem i što ste vidjeli.
There we see the results from that first race again. Brilliant win from Gabriel Balaric in 7:61.
Evo dok se naši dečki lagano zagrijavaju, dok vidimo i publiku kako ovdje zorno prati, idemo lagano proći natjecateljima ove druge skupine na 60 metara. Mateo Rašić, inače dugogodišnji član Atletičkog kluba Slavonija Žito Osijek, aktualni je viceprvak Hrvatske u mlađoj juniorskoj konkurenciji na 60 metara prepone, koja je upravo evo istrčao prije otprilike 3 tjedna. Bilježi još u karijeri i 3. mjesto s juniorskog prvenstva Hrvatske na 4x400, a viceprvak je i na 300 metara s preponama iz 2023. u kadetskom uzrastu. Upoznajmo i Nikolu Šešuma.
Next race we will see on track will be the second race of this men's 60 meters. All the athletes are from Croatia and the local club, which is based here in this stadium. We will have 5 men in this next race.
A ima srebro sa 100 metara prepone i 4x300 u kadetskom uzrastu. Isto tako član je Hrvatske atletske reprezentacije u kadetskom uzrastu.
The athletes are ready to go, all warmed up, got their blocks set, tracksuits off and ready to run.
da smo bili na apsolutno svim velikim međunarodnim natjecanjama u 2024. osim olimpijskih igara. Dakle, svjetska prvenstva, europska prvenstva, sve smo pokrili. I zato ja mislim da Atletski klub Slavonija Žito Osijek i njegovi članovi zaslužuju jedan ogromni pljesak.
Here we see the lineup for this next
Ovo je bio samo uvod
men's 60 meter race.
na kojeg ću predstaviti Roko Dimić. Inače, sudionik je Europskog prvenstva za mlađe junije.
5 men will be lining up
je državni prvak.
in this race.
2024. godine
No final for this men's 60 meters, just an opportunity for some local athletes from the club to get an opportunity to race in front of this magnificent crowd and gain the experience and opportunity of running in such a competition.
U stazi 5 još jedan dugogodišnji član, Milan Vodić, inače vrlo skroman, vrlo samozatajan, nije htio uopće da ga najavljujemo, ali mi baš hoćemo jer zaslužuje. On je inače stalni član državne reprezentacije i drži jedan državni rekord, i to 4x100, koji je oborio baš u Češkoj sa kadetskom državnom reprezentacijom.
Yet to have a false start in this competition today, which is unheard of for such a track meet. But here we go with the lineup for this second race of the men's 60 meters. See every single one of these men wearing the local club vest.
Prošle godine kao kadet 300 metara prekonja bronca, 4x300 srebro i niz rezultata, doista fantastični dečki, očekujemo spektakl. Kroz koju minutu ćemo vam ih predstaviti. Evo među navijačicama dakako i naše sportašice. I čini se da smo lagano spremni.
Nerve-wracking time for these athletes, just waiting for that starter's orders.
Ajmo u stazu 2. Tu nam je
Try not to let the anxiety and the nerves creep in. But this is good experience for athletes. Sometimes at a World Champs and Olympic Games, you can be waiting behind your blocks for minutes. So it's something that these athletes can gain a lot of experience from.
Ajmo dakle u tu stazu broj 2. Tu nam je
Just a
Mateo
reminder
Rašić.
that after this race we will be having 3 fantastic hurdles races coming up, but in lane 2 we have Mateo Razic. Next to him in lane 3 we have Nikola Sesum.
Nikola Šešum!
Pa onda u stazi broj 4, Roko Dimić.
And next up is Roko Dimić in lane 4.
U stazi broj 5.
Next to him in lane 5 is Milan Glodic.
Naš Milan Glodić!
And last but not least, in lane
I u
6
stazi
is
broj
Gabriel
6,
Onovic.
Gabriel Ovničević.
5 athletes in this race. Let's hope for a clean start.
Evo izgleda da je sve spremno da Otpočnemo sa startom i ove utrke 60 metara druga skupina. Sada vas
From right to left we have Razic in lane 2, Sesum in lane 3, Dimic in lane 4, lane 5 is Glodic, and taking up the rear in lane 6 is Ovinivic. Getting a bit of support from the crowd, all local athletes to this area, to this club. Started asking for quiet in the crowd. They seem to get away cleanly again. Very close race. You can see the athletes driving down the track. Is that lane 4 for the win? Yes, it looks like Rocco Dimic for the win in lane 4.
Rocco Dimic.
Very, very close to that 40-meter mark, but it just looked like Rocco Dimic broke away from the pack, came through so strong in those last 5 meters, and we see there a brilliant time from Rocco Dimic of 7:15, closely followed by Glodic of 7:30. What a great time from Rocco Dimic there for the win in 7:15.
Četvrti Nikola Šešum 7:59, peti Mateo Rašić 7:63.
Great running there from Rocco Dimic as we see the officials putting out the hurdles ready for those next 3 finals.
Roko, kako se osjećaš u ovom trenutku?
Evo, vrlo sam uzbuđen, lijepo sam očekivajući na ovu utrku i rezultati su sam zadovoljan. I hvala se mnogo služili na podršci, ovo je stvarno jako lijepo odrađeno.
Hvala ti Roko i sretno i dalje. A uskoro će nam po satnici i protokolu uslijediti CB.
All smiles for Rocco Dimic there with that fantastic win and time. He seems pleased with that. Great opportunity for these young men to come out here and run in such a competitive environment. Very fast running from him, brilliant to see.
Pobijediti u kvalifikacijskim skupinama koje nisu imale i najbolja vremena u tim grupama, izuzev pobjednica, sudjelovat će u C, odnosno B finalu, a onda ono najčekivanije finale, A finale.
So we see a replay here of that fantastic second race. All get away cleanly. Driving down the track, you can see Rocco Dimic there in the middle, driving forward, beautiful technique, knees coming through nice and high. We'd like to see in sprinters all the running done out of the front, nothing out the back. That's how you generate speed and power. And then, yeah, beautifully crosses the line there in that time of 7:15.
Za nastavak natjecanja imamo još jednu nagradu, još jedno lijepo priznanje. A primit će ga ravnateljica tehničke.
We have 3 women's hurdles finals coming up. We have the C race, the B race, and that A race.
Dok nam se ne pridruži ovdje.
The athletes will have been seeded from their heats earlier on, and we will be seeing that C final.
Puno aktivnih sportašica i sportaša, ali još
Coming
nešto
up
ću
in
naglasiti, imali
just
su
under 10 minutes
sjajan
time.
doček za našu Miju Wild nakon njezina povratka sa svjetskog i juniorskog prvenstva u Limi. Jer Mija je upravo učenica ove škole. Evo nam gospođe Pitinac. nagradu će i ovaj puta uručiti predsjednik atletskog kluba Slavonija Žito Marko Grgurić. Velika hvala još jednom, gospođo Pitinac, vama, svim vašim suradnicama i suradnicima, vašim učenicama i učenicima, što nas tako vjerno pratite, lajkajte i dalje sve te objave koje vam se očito i dopadaju i uživajte u rezultatima ne samo Mije Vild, nego i svih ostalih članica i članova atletskog kluba Slavonija Žito.
Prema rasporedu točno u 7 sati, odnosno 19 sati i 15 minuta, gledamo prvo finale večeras, a to nam je C finale.
You can see the women there for this C final warming up. That is Jana Kosak there, the world junior record holder for the heptathlon. She will be going in this C final. Brilliant to see a competition supporting that athletes can get 2 runs over the hurdles. Athletics is such a complicated sport, and hurdles being super technical, all it takes is for one wrong move and your day can be over. So it's great that these athletes are getting to come back for a second time to make some amendments, make some changes and get a second run out. Brilliant to see.
Iščekujemo naše suce da nam dostave sudionike, odnosno sudionice C finala. Evo kako vidite i dalje se postavljaju prepone, slijede nam finalne utrke na 60 metara prepone. Samo još iščekujemo tko će nam biti u kojem
Looks
finalu,
like
ali
the
svakako
warm-ups
ćemo
are over
nastaviti
for
da
this C
spominjamo
final. The women
navijenje
are
za
getting behind their
apsolutno
blocks,
sve.
getting in the zone for this race. This will be their last race of the evening. This is the C final. After this will come the B final and then the grand finale with that A final, which we are expecting fireworks. We already have a under 20 national record for Mia with that 8:08, the Croatian under 20 national record. Brilliant run from her. But this is the C final. All of these girls have season's best and PBs that they are hoping to break. That is the lineup for this first final. As you can see, we have Anja Lukic, Helena Jiranova, I think that is the incorrect graphic. I think that is likely to be the A final that we will see later. There we see in the middle that Mia Wild, who broke the national record. That is going to be an electric final. All of those women very close to each other in that low 8 second. Getting ready for this C final. You can see that Croatian youngster, the world junior record holder, the upcoming heptathlon star in the orange strip, in Jana Kosak, the 18-year-old, already won gold at the World Under-18 Championships and the World Junior Championships, and has broken that world junior record. She is a star in the making. See the start list for this C final. Only 4 athletes lining up for this, but we have Lara Kodonic, Jana Kosak, Klara Kosak, and Eva Barbaric. 2 sisters in those centre lanes 3 and 4. But here in lane 2, we have Lara Kadonic.
Selimo se na stazu 3 u kojoj se nalazi Europska prvakinja, svjetska rekorderka i državna rekorderka Jana Koščak.
In lane 3 is that superstar Jana Koščak. Her and her sister in the next lane, Klára Koščak, will be neck and neck in this heat. 2 years apart, but both superstar heptathletes. Very similar season's bests and PBs in this hurdle, so it'll be neck and neck for them. And then finally in lane 5, in that outside lane, is Eva Barbaric.
Balkanijade posljednje sa broncom oko vrata vratila se u petoj stazi Eva Barbaric.
Watch out for the two sisters in lane 3 and lane 4. They will be close competition. Bit of sibling rivalry.
Molimo, stišajte se, evo, upravo ćemo krenuti s utrkom. Kad krene, znate sve.
Another start clean, and the two sisters are there going in the centre. They're both pulling away. Is it Jana? Is it Klára? It looks like it will be Jana Koščak there for the win. Very, very close between the two sisters, Klára Koščak and Jana Koščak. But I think it looks like Jana just did take that. And is that correct? The time 8:47. That will be a good run from Jana. Her season's best is 8:36. So it might not be good enough to beat that season's best, but there is the results. It is indeed Jana who takes the win in 8:45, followed by Klára in 8:51, which is a season's best for her. Eva Barbaric in a season's best as well, 8:61. It looks like Lara Hodanic may have clipped a hurdle. Two seasons best there in second and third from Koščak and Barbaric. Nice to see athletes getting seasons best in this second race of the day. The B final will be coming up very shortly. Great to see a win there from Jana Koščak. She is a heptathlete, so hurdles isn't her main event, but just part of her sport of heptathlon and pentathlon, which is of course the indoor event that women do. As we see a replay here, not seeing a false start luckily in this event today, but they all get away very nice and evenly. But Jana is the first one to rise at that hurdle, but her and her sister Klára very, very close, neck and neck over those hurdles, but it just looks like Jana pulls away after that final hurdle to sneak the win, but it is very, very close. get a brilliant head-on replay. Great hurdling technique. It looks like Yana loses a little bit of composure in those last two hurdles, so just think how much quicker she can go with a little bit more stability in those final two hurdles. Next up we are going to see the B final, women going in there, but all eyes are going to be fixed on that A final, where there is going to be a clash of amazing women. We're going to see Mia Wield, who is the local superstar, just broke the Croatian under 20 record in that first heat we saw earlier, but she is going up against Victoria Forster, who is in great form and has got the quickest PB of the lot, and then of course Anja Lukovic, who has a PB of 8:06 this year, which is also a Serbian record, so lots to watch out for in that A final. It's going to be very, very close. Hopefully these athletes can push each other on to faster times. The mark that all of them will be looking at is that 8-second barrier. If they can dip under that, then they will secure automatic qualifying standard for those European indoor champs next month.
Sati i 22 minute, evo, sve smo nestrpljivi. Imamo još nekih otprilike 8 minuta, tako do početka. Kako se sve ovo tebi čini, Mihaj, smo napeti?
A naravno, kako se bliži ono najuzbudljivije finale, da raste i napetost. Siguran sam da je tako i u publici. Još malo, ali imamo prije velikog A finala i ono finale B.
Tako je, a evo, bez da otkrijemo imena, da mi saznamo što nas lagano čeka. Evo, nećemo reći imena, ali ćemo reći što.
Imamo tu djevojaka i atletičarki koje su bile sudionice uistinu velikih natjecanja, koje su nastupile na evropskim svjetskim prvenstvima, koje su rekorderke, državne prvakinje svojih zemalja, stoga bit će uzbudljivo.
Biće itekako uzbudljivo, ali i dalje držat ćemo još malo u tajnosti naše finalistice B finala. Samim time bit će još uzbudljivije kad ih saznate. Uskoro će one biti negdje tamo na startu, a onda ćemo ih lagano i predstaviti. Ponavljam, krećemo za nekih malo više od 5 minuta s predstavljanjem i ranije. Ostanite nam ovako divni i zagrijani, jer ćemo doista trebati i vaše glasnice i vaše dlanove.
Here we see the start list for this B final with 5 athletes lining up. 2 from Slovenia, 1 from Italy, 2 home favourites from Croatia. We have Jordan, Nadizar, Mosetti, Andalesk, Lonkarek and Factor all lining up in this B final.
Evo lagano u daljini vidimo naše djevojke kako se približavaju i dalje ih nećemo najaviti.
See the athletes there going over their final preparations, going over the hurdles, making sure the blocks are in the right place. Anything they can do to make themselves feel confident.
Još ćemo vas neke minutu dvije držati malo u neizvjesnosti, ne bi li ova utrka B finala bila još komedija. Stoga evo, ostanite spremni za navijanje.
A reminder that we have 2 more races to go this evening. We have this B final, then the A final coming up, which is not to be missed. It is going to be fireworks. There's so many talented girls vying for positions at that European camp next month. They're so close to each other on season best and TVs. It's going to be electric. In that A final, we have so many talented athletes. There is Foster with holding her national record of 8:03. As I mentioned earlier, there is Lukic with a PB of 8:06, and that is a Serbian record. And of course, Dils broke that Croatian under-20 record. So many great hurdlers in that A final. Make sure you tune in for it in just over 15 minutes time. The athletes are ready. They've got their athletic strips on and their blocks are in position as we welcome the 5 athletes in this B final. In lane 2, we have Katyusha Jordan Nadizar from Slovenia. Here in lane 2. In lane 3 from Italy, we have Nicola Mosetti. She has an incredibly fast personal best of 8:04. In lane 4, the Slovenian athlete Lana Andres. In lane 5, we have Ivana Ludrovec, who also has an incredibly fast PB of 8:06. Then finally in this outside lane is Lorena Factor. Watch out for lane 3 and lane 5, both have incredibly fast PBs.
Osjećani, naši sugrađani, ali i svi koji
their season's best and quite a way off their personal best, but they both have scope to run incredibly fast. So keep an eye out for lane 3 and lane 5. The Italian Mossetti with a PB of 8.04 in lane 3 is the fastest in this field. Another clean start that we've seen this evening, and in lane 3 is it the Italian Massetti, but she is getting chased down by lane 4, very close through the line, but I think it is lane 4 that just pipped Massetti in that burgundy strip. Is it Lana Anderlecht who takes the win ahead of Italian's Nicola Massetti? It is, and that is a season's best for Lana. The season's best is 8.29, so she has shaved 400s off that with 8.25, very close between Massetti and Anderlecht. That is also a season's best for Massetti. Somebody is incredibly happy there in the background. Great win from Lana Anderlecht. Great to see more season's best tumble in this B final. Hopefully them on their road to bigger, better, faster times. Wait to see the results there, but I think Lorena Factor smashed her PB, which she did. 8.44, her PB before that was 8.56. She's took a massive chunk off her personal best, has the Croatian athlete, and that is what the scream and the cheering was, that great PB there from Lorena Factor. This is what can happen when you get yourself in a heat with faster athletes that drag you to bigger and better times. You can see her in the red knickers on the outside lane, driving out. Incredible PB from her. Close, very close between these athletes over the first few barriers, but then Lana just pulls away. But Lana Factor, massive PB for her. Very clean race from these athletes, nobody hitting barriers. Very close at that finish line there between lane 3 and 4.
Odličnu konkurenciju. Mislim da je to i tebi motivacija više za sve ono što dolazi i slijedi u nastavku sezone.
Cure su bile odlične, povukle su me i drago mi je što sam trčala s njima, evo sve ih znam. Sad čeka me na otvorenom U23, europsko prvenstvo, tako da pripremam se za to.
Ne sumnjamo da ćeš biti uspješna, to ti od srca i želimo. Lorena Factor!
Great PB from Lorena Factor, the local athlete, Croatian athlete. She's so happy with that run.
Sad ste vidjeli taj duh, to navijenje. Nadam se da ste barem neki od vas bili i jučer s nama. Doista veliko uzbuđenje, doista veliki spektakl. Ako niste slučajno, obvezno nam se pridružite na sljedećem izdanju memorijala Josip Gašparac, serije bronz. Doista bude uzbudljivo i doista ne znam gdje na natjecanjima možete ovako iz prvih redova vidjeti doslovno kako sportaši i sportašice dišu, vidite njihove ekspresije lica, vidite ono što inače nigdje ne možete vidjeti jer ste obično puno dalje od njih. ovdje je zapravo sve moguće i po tome smo jedinstveni.
This is the lineup for this third and final of the day, the A final. 5 incredibly talented athletes, so close to each other in terms of season's best and PBs. So many record holders, national and under 20 record holders. It is going to be a fantastic race.
Pa Miha, idemo mi opet s kratkom analizom. Evo, čeka nas još nešto manje od 10 minuta do starta. S proglašenjem ćemo naime krenuti i ranije. Ali čeka nas A elitna skupina, čeka nas ono veliko finale. Nema reći imena, a reci nam sve.
Aha, bez imena još, ali dobro si rekla. Elitna skupina jer ove djevojke pripadaju eliti u ovoj disciplini 60 metara s preponama. Kada govorimo o rezultatima 8.03, 8.04, 8.06, 8.08, onda znate što možete očekivati i koliko će to biti brzo.
Da, i mi smo evo nestrpljivi sa organizatorske strane, a naravno i s ove navijačke. Evo vidimo tu u publici mama Klaudija, mama od Mije Vilt, koja evo sigurno sad proživljava vrlo turbulentno razdoblje. Tu je negdje i trener Saša Šešum, glavni trener inače u atletskom klubu Slavonija Žito Osijek, koji također sad ima napet period pred start. Ja mislim onako da će to biti dosta veselo.
Ako vam kažemo da ćete, eto za koju minutu, uživo u tunelu dvorane Gradski vrt vidjeti sudionice i velikih evropskih i svjetskih finala, onda će to još i dodatno pojačati dojam. Ima ovdje osvajačica medalja s brojnih natjecanja.
We can see the athletes now coming out and warming up for this final, this A final of this incredible competition. 5 amazing athletes lining up.
Tako je, bit će svega, evo čekamo samo taj start. Mislim, ne znam tko je napetiji, mi ili ove djevojke, iako iskreno mislim da su one puno opuštenije od nas, one su ipak profesionalke. Ovim je ko zna koje natjecanje.
Just a reminder to those who may just be tuning in, a lot of these athletes are in the running for being ranked for the European Indoor Championships to represent their country next month at those championships in Apeldoorn. So important for these women to get as many points as they can, or even dip under that 8-second barrier, which is the automatic standard.
Priuštiti u ovom velikom A finalu. Čini mi se da je Mija, evo, to ćemo otkriti, je li Mija jedina predstavnica iz Hrvatske, a onda stavimo sa informacijama.
Victoria Forster, PB of 8:03, is the national record holder of Slovakia.
Je li ima još koja Hrvatica ili ne?
Of course, we saw Mia Veil break that under 20 record for Croatia in the heat of this with 8:08. This is going to be an incredibly fantastic but close race. I expect it to be neck and neck, very, very competitive.
Ne samo nuštranke i nuštrani, nego i svi ovdje.
But this is what we want to see. It's perfect for athletes to be pushing each other on. The closer they are in ability, the more they will push each other on to run faster times, and that's what we want to see.
A što će to polučiti, evo iz nekog iskustva, mogu reći koliko smo je pratili, da jako dobro reagira na stresne situacije. Sigurno bolje nego ja i ti, jel tako Miha? Ovo je...
Na njene pobjede smo već naviknuli, na njezine titule i rekorde.
All the hurdles are set now for this
19 sati i
final.
40 minuta, još neke...
Of the evening with 5 incredible women.
Da, ajmo malo pojačati glazbu, zagrijati dodatnu atmosferu.
I seem very excited for this race. This is the grand finale of the evening with the 5 women ready behind their blocks, all warmed up and ready to attack this race. It's going to be hard to separate these women at that finish line. So many of them have very similar season's bests and personal bests. The woman in form is in that middle lane, Mia Vild, the Croatian athlete who just broke the under-20 national record in that heat that we saw earlier today. Athletes patiently waiting for the starters' orders. We will get a lineup very soon. Really important the athletes stay focused, stay in the zone whilst they wait for this race to start. The timetable has this race going off in 3 minutes and they have been religiously sticking to that, so another couple of minutes before these athletes are underway. That can feel like a lifetime to them stood out there with all sorts of nerves and anxiety going through their mind, but they're all world-class seasoned professionals. They'll be used to waiting for the starters' orders. Here we go for the lineup for this A final, the final we've all been waiting for, and the first athlete up in lane 2 is Anja Lukic. She is the national record holder for Serbia.
Anja Lukic!
Next to her in lane 3 from the Czech Republic will be Helena Jiranova.
Sljedeća, Helena Jiranova, Češka.
Here is the woman, the national record holder for the under-20s, Mia Vil from Croatia. That beautiful run in the heat, 8:08. What can she produce in this final? Next to her in lane 5, from Ukraine is Irina
Budzinska iz Ukrajine, finalistica Europskog
She has an
prvenstva
incredible
za
PB
mlađe
of
seniorke.
8.04, and that is also her season's best. So another woman in great form. But finally, in lane 6 is Victoria Forster, the Slovenian national record holder, and PB of 8.03. So close to that 8-second barrier that all of these athletes will be wanting to break. Expect this to be an incredibly close race. I expect we won't be able to separate them until the very end, but what an exciting race this is set to be. The crowd getting very excited. What can these women produce? Watch out for that middle lane. The girl in so good form right now. I think they get away cleanly. It looked like Vicky Forster had a flyer of a start, but is Mia Weld up on her? It's so close. It's so hard to tell. I feel like Vicky Forster on that outside lane was a bit of a dark horse. She got an absolute flyer of a start, but look at that time, 8:01. Whoever has won has broken their personal best and got so close to that 8-second mark. Look at them all absolutely dying to look at the results and see what times were up there. That was so incredibly fast. Wouldn't be surprised if we've seen more national records and faster times in this final heat. It looks like Anja Lukic took the win with a fantastic PB. Her PV previously was 8:06 and now 8:01. Same with Victoria Forster. They've been given the exact same time of 8:01. Another PB, another national record. Both of those women have just broken their national record. What an incredibly close and exciting race.
I njoj je to najbolji rezultat do sada. Kakav sjajan miting u Osijeku.
Another PB and national record for Mia Wild, 8:07, shaving off 100th of her personal best and national record. What a fantastic race for those top 3 women. National record, national record, national record for the top 3. Absolutely fantastic. That race really did not disappoint. Absolutely brilliant racing. Hopefully we can get a replay to see how close that dip through the line was. Smiles all around by everyone. 2 PBs from Mia Weld today. Absolutely fantastic racing. 8:08, then 8:07 in that final for Mia Wild. Absolutely fantastic racing. What a day of racing it has been.
Anja, dođe nam Anja, dođe nam. Čekamo, znači ispravak neki. Oho, onda još neizvjesnost traje. Dakle, sve mora biti točno i precizno.
Tako je, evo, napeto, čekamo raspad situacije, pa dakle ovo valjda nije moglo biti napetije. Nadam se da se slažete sa mnom. Stresori na maksimumu.
The judges just checking the athletes coming through the line there, making sure it was such a close finish. Athletes wanting to know, but what a race.
Ako može, neka nam se vrati.
Doći ćemo mi do Mije svakako, ali idemo pričekati službene rezultate. Vidite i na velikom ekranu da je ovo miting i to na visokoj
Serbian
razini
record for Anja
u
Lukic.
kalendaru Evropske atletske federacije, stoga sve mora
That's
biti
incredibly
krajnje
important for
precizno.
her. She is currently ranked 30th in the rankings for that European Championships next month, and that will have done absolute wonders for her ranking position. For her to have finished first in a bronze tour meeting with a new personal best of 8:01, just marginally outside of the time for automatic qualification, that pretty much should secure her a place at that European Indoor Championships next month. There we see the standings for that final. Brilliant racing for those top 3 athletes.
Dođi Mija. Kakvi rezultati stoje iza ove djevojke ovdje, naše nuštarke, koja ponosno brani boje Hrvatske državne reprezentacije i naravno svoga kluba, atletskog kluba Slavonija Žito. Mija, osobni rekord i još jedan u nizu. Ne samo da se nas navikla na to, nego ono, sad svi već očekujemo, gdje god se pojaviš, evo nam i rekorda.
Pa evo, prvo hvala svima što su došli.
Here we have the replay of that fantastic race. You can see how great of a start Victoria Forster gets. And it is just neck and neck for so long. There's absolutely nothing you can separate these girls when you get to that 3rd and 4th hurdle. And even Mia there tickles that 4th hurdle. So she has got scope to go even faster. And let's see how close these two girls are over the line. Very, very close there.
Evo imamo još jedno kratko pitanje, ako ste dobro čuli, rekla je mogla je bolje, a državni rekord čeka.
There we heard from the local favourite Mia Wild, 2 national records here today. Beautiful racing from her, and that will have done her wonders for her points profile going into this European Championships next month. That is all from the action here today. Thank you to European Athletics for covering such a fantastic event. It's been a pleasure commentating on this 2-day event. We've seen some brilliant results. Hopefully it will be as fabulous
Evo,
next
to je
year.
to, naša uvijek jednostavna, a toliko fenomenalna Mia Wild. Molim veliki pljesak za nju. Znači, ovo što je danas pokazala, to je doista svjetska razina. Evo, stižu joj obožavateljice i obožavatelji. A vas molim sve dakako da se ne udaljavate iz ove dvorane, jer uskoro slijedi ceremonija proglašenja najboljih sportašica, a upoznat ćemo i najbolje sportaše. Evo molim lagano glazbu dok čekamo ceremoniju proglašenja. Danas lagano drži na nogama, doista smo svi uzbuđeni, doista smo svi ponosni. Evo svi, apsolutno svi žele fotografiju s Mijom, apsolutno svi žele njen autogram. Evo ga, možda buduće mlade atletske nade upravo se slikaju s njom. Biće ovo prekrasna uspomena. A dok iščekujemo rezultate, službene rezultate, dok iščekujemo proglašenje najboljih sportašica, molimo samo da nam ostanete ovdje u dvorani, da možemo svi zajedno pozdraviti i zapljeskati svim našim atletičarkama, a naravno i svim stranim atletičarkama koje su se ovdje zaputile.
tako sad vam i službeno možemo reći, evo, nadam se da se niste baš svi još razišli. Prvo mjesto na kraju, ipak, Helena Žiranova iz Češke, 8.007, da budemo krajnje precizni. Znači, Helena prva na ovom mitingu, bravo za nju. Druga, Viktorija Forster iz Slovačke, 8.010. Treća, Mija Vild, Hrvatska dakako, Atletski klub Slavonija Žito, 8.061, što se zaokružuje na 8.07, kako smo i rekli, novi rekord Hrvatske u juniorskoj konkurenciji, bravo i za njezina trenera Sašu Šešuma. Anja Lukić, Srbija, 8.066 i Irina Bucinska, Ukrajina, 8.15.
Čestitamo dakako svim natjecateljicama. Evo, ovo je doista bio dodatni spektakl kada smo čekali ove rezultate, zar ne, Miha? Svi smo se onako, ja mislim, preznojavali i jedva čekali saznati ovaj službeni dio. A sad kad ga znamo, sve što čekamo je zapravo proglašenje pobjednica.
Da, to će uslijediti vrlo brzo. Ceremonija proglašenja pobjednica. Može još malo glazbe.
Pozivam da nam se ovdje pridruže sve natjecateljice